I don't know about you, but every day I come across so much crazy news. And I honestly think that there is more and more such news each day, and it's also getting crazier. I'm sure you have come across at least a couple of those crazy news stories before. But have you ever asked yourself questions like, what is the root cause of what we see in society today? Or what lies beneath the struggles people face? There are many answers. Each person will interpret it from their own perspective. I have come across a lot of news about horrible crimes that took place, and many commented on those stories with phrases such as "he's not human," or "that's an animal's act," or "he's even worse than an animal." Well, I'm sure he is a human because he looks like a human and speaks human language. But if so, then why he brought harm to other humans and have absolutely no remorse for his action? Racism or hatred? Or is he really not a human after all? For me, the answers lie deep down in our own culture, beliefs, and norms. And it starts with answering these basic questions. What does it mean to be human? Is it enough to be born with a human body? Or is being human something we must grow into? As I reached deep down into my own self, these simple questions opened a doorway to something profound. Being human isn't just biology. It's about the meaning we choose, the justice we uphold, and the way we treat one another. It is a lifelong journey of becoming. By the way, this video is not intended to be a philosophical one, and it is not intended to teach anyone anything either. This video is simply a reflection of my own self, based on my observations of what's going on in today's society and how the society has become. If you can relate to this topic, or if you have experienced some self-reflecting thoughts before and wanted to share, please subscribe, share, and leave me some comments. I look forward to connecting with all of you out there. As I went to Google and did some random searches for this topic, I saw that many philosophers have wrestled with this question for thousands of years. There have been numerous writings and teachings about this topic, and as I read through some of the more popular writings, the answer to this question evolved and became more complex over time. Aristotle said, "Man is a being with purpose. His life only has meaning when it is directed toward that purpose." Another thinker once observed, "Humanity is the creature forever seeking meaning. Unlike animals, we are restless. We don't simply eat, sleep, and survive. We ask, why am I here? What should I do with my life?" This hunger for meaning is one of the clearest marks of our humanity. Without it, we risk becoming empty shells, bodies alive, but souls asleep. Another sign of humanity is the pursuit of justice. The philosopher Socrates was condemned by Athens for supposedly corrupting youth. His city demanded that he confess guilt to save his life. But Socrates refused. He chose death over betraying truth. In paintings of his final moment, he lifts one hand toward the heavens, testifying to truth, while the other reaches for the cup of poison. He told his judges, "No harm can come to a good man, in life or in death." For Socrates, dignity was more precious than survival, and this is a key lesson. To be human is to place conscience above fear, and justice above mere existence. Many of us grow up hearing, "The nation is above all." Loyalty to our country and community is important. But should it be the highest value? History warns us, blind loyalty to a nation can destroy humanity. Leaders like Hitler or Pol Pot claimed to protect their people, but in doing so, they devastated millions of innocent lives. True humanity must go beyond borders. It must rise higher than tribe, race, or nationality. Even modern stories echo this truth. In the film Avatar, a soldier betrays his own species to side with an alien people because he recognizes justice lies with them. To be human, then, is not to put nation or species first. It is to put justice and conscience first, even when that means standing against your own group. So what kind of person deserves to be called truly human? My answer is the free and autonomous human. A person who lives by two principles. First, self-respect. To value your own dignity so deeply that you would rather suffer than betray your conscience. This is freedom from within. Freedom no one can take away. Second, respect for others. To recognize that just as you value your freedom, others value theirs. And unless we respect one another, no one's freedom can last. These two, self-respect and respect for others, keep life in balance. Without them, we are either enslaved by fear and greed, or reckless in ways that harm everyone around us. But freedom has limits. Philosopher John Stuart Mill put it clearly. Each person is free to pursue their own happiness, so long as they do not infringe upon the happiness of others. You may be free to smoke, but not in a crowded bus where your smoke harms others. You may be free to speak, but not to incite violence or strip others of dignity. True freedom ends where it begins to wound another. This is not a weakness. It is the strength to recognize that our lives are bound together. The more we protect one another's freedom, the more secure our own becomes. Think of life as a journey in a car. Our conscience is both the gas pedal and the brake. As the gas pedal, conscience pushes us to climb life's steepest hills. It fuels us to pursue truth, to do what is right, to keep going even when others give up. As the brake, conscience stops us from plunging into disaster. It holds us back from stealing when no one is watching, from hurting someone simply because we could get away with it. The inner voice of conscience can be harsher than any law, stricter than any court. It is the part of us that whispers, "This is not who you are." When we betray that voice, we feel shame. But when we honor it, even quietly, unseen, we feel pride. This is the dignity of being human. To timeless guides sum up the conscience of humanity. Confucius said, "Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself." Pope Francis echoes, "Do for others what you want them to do for you." One is the brake, restraining harm. The other is the gas pedal, urging us toward kindness. Together, they shape a complete moral compass. If the world lived by these two simple rules, many of our conflicts, wars, and injustices would disappear. Humanity would shine more brightly than ever. So what does it mean to be fully human? It requires two essential capacities: an enlightened mind able to see clearly, to break free from ignorance, prejudice, and blind belief, and a compassionate heart able to feel deeply, to share in the pain of others, to be stirred by beauty, to love. A person with a clear mind but no heart can become cold, calculating, even cruel. A person with a warm heart but no clarity can be easily deceived or misled. Only when mind and heart work together does humanity reach its fullness. That is when we truly become human. To be human is not just to exist. It is to live with meaning, with justice, with freedom, with conscience, and with compassion. A philosopher once said, "The choice between the right work and the wrong work defines not only individuals, but the society they live in." Each of us is faced daily with small choices that shape who we are, to betray, or to honor our conscience, to act from fear or from love. Being human is not a finished state. It is a task, a calling, a lifelong journey. So when we ask, "Am I truly human?" the answer is not in our birth, but in how we live. If you can relate to this topic, or if you have experienced some self-reflecting thoughts before and wanted to share, please subscribe, share, and leave me some comments. I look forward to connecting with all of you out there.